Alright, so I'm going to give y'all a yard tour. A tour of our yard. That is our pet Tejon. Not really a pet, kind of a pet. We let him run around outside most of the time. He's a Tejon, or a coati. And some people had him, and they kept him in a little bitty cage. Where'd he go? Anyway, they kept him in a little bitty cage. And he had a bald spot on his tail, and he was just miserable in it. So they gave him to us, and we built this huge enclosure for him that he never wanted to leave. He always wanted to stay in there. We'd leave this wide open, and we would have to coax him outside to play. He's got his little bucket up there in the top he loves, and we'd have to coax him out. Anyway, he finally realized how awesome it is to come outside and play, and now he likes to run around during the day. We lock him up at night. He loves playing with the puppy and the cat. We lock him up at night for his own safety. Sometimes we'll let him sleep in one of the high trees, but most of the time we lock him up at night for his own safety. But he's like a group animal, a herd animal, and they live in like family groups because he's the smaller type, and so we can't just let him go by himself. And he's not even an adult; he's still a baby, and so we can't just let him go out in the wild somewhere. But I mean, it was breaking our heart with the way the other people were keeping him. So at least he has a happier life now. But anyway, let's do a yard tour. We've got, this is a Nance tree. This huge thing is a sapote tree. There's some baby sapotes. An orange tree. We also have a lime tree right here. It has not produced yet, but it should be producing this year. That cluster of banana trees over there, those are actually plantains, not bananas. This is another sapote tree. More bananas. Those are actually bananas. Those over there, those are the little tiny purple bananas. This is a papaya, a volunteered papaya growing up out. Here's a papaya tree right here. We have all kinds of chili pepper bushes. Let's see, that's a chili pepper bush, chili pepper bush, chili pepper bush, chili pepper bush. They're all over. They're these. Let me find one with a lot of fruit on there. That's my compost pile right there. Look at these. These are what you call chili piquin. They have a couple of other names, but they're teeny tiny, and they pack a punch. Those suckers are hot, hot. This here is called a Java apple or a wax apple. I can't remember what we call it in Spanish. Let me see if I can find some little baby fruit starting. They're not in season yet, but these are little babies. They're just now starting. Why? Focus. There. Anyway, that's, most people know it as the wax apple. More bananas. Those are the purple bananas. Orange tree. You got some oranges. The two main fruit trees that we have, the ones that we have just an abundant amount of fruit from, like more than we could possibly eat, are these right here, the sapotes. There's like 4 different types of sapotes. These are the ones that most people call the sapillo. I think the sapillo or something. How many sapote trees we got? At least 5, maybe 6. This is my mother-in-law's garden area. This is where she plants her stuff. Banana trees are just scattered all about the property. And you know, when we want to start another cluster is, here, looky here. Let me show you how banana trees work if you didn't know. So banana trees, look at that. We got bananas right up there. See that? Each banana tree will only, it's not technically a plant, not a tree, but we call them trees. Anyway, it will only produce 1 bunch of bananas. So when those are ripe, we have to cut the whole tree down, and that's how we get the bananas. Each tree will only produce 1 group of bananas. They will not produce any more. However, they will produce these little things called pups. So it produces little babies right here at the root. So what we do if we want to start a new cluster, we dig up that little baby. See right there? That we just, one of those we dug up and it sprouted the other one up. That's a newly planted banana. This is one my mother-in-law planted, I don't know, I think right before we came down here. And look at all those little babies sprouting up. She technically planted that big one right there. It produced bananas, chopped it down, but it has all these little babies coming up. And then when they produce a banana, cluster of bananas, they'll chop it down. Okay, this, ladies and gentlemen, is a mango tree. And that, tell me that doesn't look like the most amazing tree for climbing. But this is a mango tree. Those two right there are mango trees. Mango tree. I had a windstorm come in the other day and knock down, look at all those little green things. Those are baby mangoes. This one's pretty big. Oh, yeah, it's a big one. It knocked down a bunch of the baby mangoes, but look, some of them are even teeny tiny. There's a cluster of baby mangoes. Look at them mangoes. So this was loaded down with mangoes, but as you can see, we lost a whole bunch of little baby mangoes in that wind. We still got a bunch. This technically is the empty lot next door. I'm gonna zoom in, see if you can see this. See all those oranges? Those are not oranges. They look and peel and smell like little cutie oranges, but when I bit into it, it was super sour like a lemon. Turns out they call those mandarina limons, which is like a mandarin, a cross between a mandarin orange and a lime. It's like, here's the Tejon over here playing around. He likes playing with the puppy. Hey, Paco. That right there, that is a massive, massive mango tree. It had branches like hanging all the way down on the ground. Bird actually just pruned all that back a few weeks ago. That sucker's huge. There's a wild bird in its natural habitat. This right here, they call it acuyo. And they use the leaves for like flavor. Well, also for medicinal purposes too. Like if your knee's hurting or something, you can kind of bruise up, crush up a leaf and wrap it around your knee. It helps with pain, but it's also for flavoring. And they smell like root beer or like sarsaparilla, what root beer comes from. And then look at another little pepper, little chili pepper bush. There's another one right there. There's another little baby papaya tree right there. Another papaya right there beside it. So papaya, papaya, papaya. Oh, we have a real big papaya I'm going to show you. Here's another sapote we forgot when we were counting how many we had. Also that one. Right, so there's a chicken coop. Oh, there's another one. We forgot that one when we were counting. Tons of sapote trees. But look at this. Scooch over, Nessa. Here's a couple, what is this, like a cluster of 4 or 5 papaya trees right here. This one was so loaded down with fruit, it literally blew over. Like the storm came, not a storm, just a little bit of wind, knocked it over. We lost a lot of fruit, but we were able to save some. Coconut trees, banana trees. Look at this nice coconut palm. This is our favorite. The coconuts are a little sweeter off of here, and it's a short one. It doesn't get super, super tall. So, because, I mean, you think a sapote is bad if it drops on your head. Coconut's even worse. These are some of my mother-in-law's flowers. These are just pretties. These are not necessarily food. She's got some pretty stuff. This is like hibiscus. I want to say trees, but they're really bushes, but they're huge. Some more things. This right here, technically it's not a fruit producer yet, but that is my baby guanabana tree. Yeah, in English they call it a, what do they call them? Soursop. Soursop, that's right. Soursop in English. I've got a few little babies. Anyway, those are soursop. In Spanish we call them guanabana. Here's the famous mango tree that Juju loves to climb in. She's literally got a board up here. Got a board strapped. She will get up there and just sit and watch. Watch nature, watch people driving by. I got a hammock in it now. Got a couple of really tall coconut trees right here. This is literally outside our front door. That's my front door. Here's my little raised bed garden. It needs water. Cucumber plant. Oh, look, another sapote tree. Another sapote tree. This one right here. Okay, look. I've got a metal roof on my house. Look at this. There's the sapote. These suckers are pretty heavy. And that's not even ready yet. They get bigger than that. And I'm telling you, at night, when one of those things decides to fall and hit the metal roof, whoo, it sounds like a gunshot. It's loud. Paco, where you going? Where you going, buddy? See that big massive tree right there? That's a star apple. So we're underneath the star apple tree. If you're not sure what a star apple is, Google it. They're pretty cool. So they're all green right there as they're growing, and then as they ripen, they turn purple. I've got some that have fallen down. Birds get up there, woodpeckers and stuff. Look at this one. Look how purple it is inside. Real pretty. And when you cut them crossways, the seeds are shaped like a star, which is why they call them a star apple. It does not taste like an apple though. So here we have a star apple tree, and then over there is the wax apple tree. There's a little baby lime tree. It hasn't produced yet. It should produce hopefully next year. This is the first avocado tree on the property. We've got neighbors with avocado trees, but this is our first one. And these bushes right here, all those bushes, those are hibiscus. Most of the flowers got cut back because we had to prune the inside. this side of that. There's one. There's one. Beautiful red hibiscus. Look how tall those hibiscus are. She's about as tall as me. They're almost twice as tall as she is. There's a tiger. Bet y'all didn't know we had tigers down here. Something I forgot a while ago. Here in between my two gardens, see that right there? That's dragon fruit. All those things hanging down. Here's a couple more dragon fruit. Okay, now I'm going to show y'all a couple of trees, fruit-producing trees on my neighbor's yards. So technically not my yard, but literally I could see it from my yard. That big tree right there is a giant tamarind tree. That's in my neighbor's yard. This is a lot across the street. They got lots of banana trees, but right there, that giant tree right there, another massive tamarind tree. And there's another one down the road, about a block down. It's kind of windy, I hope you can hear me, but that right there is called a Mexican spinach tree. Apparently the leaves taste like spinach. I have not eaten it yet because you gotta really, really cook it or it could make your tummy upset, apparently. I don't know. That's what, according to the Google and the TikTok and the YouTube. A huge patch of zinnia flowers right here. All right, my neighbor's lot we're fixing to walk into, it's vacant. Nobody lives here. There's a little bitty old house there, but nobody lives here. Anyway, orange trees, cute little mango tree. See, this little mango tree, this is cute and tiny compared to the other ones. Here's another orange tree. All right, y'all, check this out. This is just a massive, massive, Nessa, go stand beside it. It's a massive dragon fruit. I don't even call it a bush. You're gonna have to stand back. There, look at it compared to Vanessa. It's a huge, just a big old dragon fruit tree, bush, cactus cluster thing. I don't know what you call them. There's Sapote. We named him Sapote, yes, after all the fruit trees in our yard. Same name. Okay, this is another type of sapote. There's 4 different types of sapotes. We actually have one of these in our yard, and I totally forgot to show it to you. This is called, they call this sapote mamey, I think that's what they call it. But it's the kind with one big giant pit in it.
Look at how big these leaves are.
Yeah, look at that.
They're just huge.
Huge leaves. All right, here's that mandarin lime tree up close. Look at that. There's so many fruit on here that it is just, the whole branch is resting on the ground. There's so many. Unfortunately, they're not sweet. They're like, well, limes, basically. Here's another one of the mandarina limons. You can make some good lemonade from them, though. Yo, we just found this fruit tree last night, and I am so stinking excited. Okay, I have a list of fruit that I want to grow down here, and at the very top of my list, with a star beside it, so it's one of the most important ones, is this chirimoya, or in Spanish they call it cherimoya. Actually, down here they call it anona, but it's related to the soursop. This happens to be a purple version, and I'm super excited. So, you see those aluminum foil things on the tree there? I am air layering, where it's a special technique where basically after about 5 or 6 weeks, those branches will have a huge root ball on it. You can cut it off and plant it in your tree, and it fruits within 1 to 2 years because it's already a mature fruiting tree. Another orange tree. This is a tropical almond tree. I don't know much about it. I don't know if you can actually eat them or not, but the leaves are massive. Look how big that leaf is. The leaves are huge on this thing. Okay, and I find the roots of this fascinating. I don't know how well you can see, because like the big hole right there, look at this. When we go down, the hole goes all the way through. Sapote chewing on a coconut.